Today we're diving into a classic Premier League thriller, West Ham versus Newcastle, a match that had everything. Momentum swings, late drama, individual mistakes, and a big statement about character. It all started with West Ham going ahead. They looked comfortable, confident, and in control. But as so often in football, control is fragile. Newcastle, facing uphill, showed plenty of spirit to turn things around. Let's break it down. At one point, West Ham were leading 3-1 and seemed well on their way to victory. They had momentum, they had the lead, and they looked like the team who would finish the job. But Newcastle refused to lie down. With a bit of luck, a change or two, and most of all belief, they mounted a comeback. For Newcastle, the turning point came when they sensed desperation in West Ham's ranks. West Ham's manager admitted afterwards that they should have won. They dominated large parts, but lacked the ruthlessness to close it out. Newcastle's manager, meanwhile, praised his players' resilience, saying that a lot of the match was ups and downs, but brilliant from the lads. Key moments: Newcastle win a penalty and convert it. Suddenly the score shifts. Then late on, substitute Harvey Barnes scores twice, won an absolute stunner from outside the box, to flip the result and send Newcastle home with a 4-3 win. What looked like a comfortable West Ham lead evaporated. For West Ham, there were plenty of positives earlier in the match. Scoring 3, taking initiative, showing attacking intent. But the failure to see the job through exposed the fragility of their defense and mindset. Their manager admitted the side were not tough enough, that they didn't finish the job. From Newcastle's side, this one said something about character. Being 3-1 down at home and still believing, still fighting, still doing enough to win. That's a sign of maturity, of a squad that can dig in when things go against them. The manager said it was one of the maddest games I have played in for sure, and that the team's spirit showed in abundance. So what are the lessons? First, no lead is safe if you don't finish the job. West Ham's example is a warning. You can have the lead, you can dominate the first part, but if your mindset slips, the other side will punish you. Second, squad mentality and substitutions matter. Newcastle's willingness to bring on fresh legs, to keep fighting, to believe in the comeback made the difference. West Ham's inability to adapt when challenge cost them. Third, key individual moments matter. Penalties, late goals, big strikes often decide tight games. But they are only possible if the team is alive and in it, mentally and physically. If you look at broader context, this result also had implications for both clubs. For Newcastle, it kept hopes alive of climbing the table, of pushing for Europe, of showing they can bounce back when behind. For West Ham, it raised questions. If you go ahead, if you look in control but still lose, what does that say about your consistency and mentality? For viewers thinking ahead to future West Ham versus Newcastle matches, this one shows that the fixture is anything but predictable. Whatever the lead position, whatever the form, when these two meet, there is potential for drama. If West Ham think they can coast, or if Newcastle think they'll just turn up, this game shows that intensity, belief, focus, and momentum all matter. So if you're going to take one takeaway away from this West Ham v Newcastle roller coaster, it's this. Football is as much about character as it is about tactics. The team that keeps believing, that fights when behind, that refuses to accept defeat, that often ends up celebrating. And for the underdog or the side chasing the game, this is a blueprint. Don't ever give up, even down 3-1, because momentum and belief can shift in an instant. For the side ahead, the message is, you can't relax. You can't think the job is done until the final whistle. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of West Ham v Newcastle and want more match analysis like this, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what other fixtures you want unpacked.